As we've seen in the past couple of years in response to the pandemic and border closures, it's sort of highlighted how vulnerable our food systems are, and that to a certain extent they lack what some researchers call resilience and their capacity to respond to different disturbances over time. These technologies are coming online, they're happening, but how can we ensure that we can implement them and build them out as to achieve the most sustainability related goals for the environment, but also for society and for the economy. My name is Alessandro Scleros, and I'm currently a researcher at the University of Fraser Valley Food and Agriculture Institute, and I'll be starting my postdoctoral position in the fall studying vertical agriculture, and specifically the role vertical agriculture can play in local and regional food systems in the Fraser Valley area. Vertical agriculture at its most basic level refers to growing up instead of out. When we tend to think of vertical agriculture, it's these kind of large-scale converted warehouses, basically growing plants in stacked shelves. It could also be home-scale units. It could be outdoors in sort of converted garden towers using soil. Of a lot of the challenges that we've seen in the past few years, vertical agriculture is really appealing in the sense that it grows things indoors, and so it minimizes the risk that crops are exposed to things like pests and disease, compounded with the fact that a lot of the produce in BC comes from California, which is a very drought-prone region. One of the big benefits of vertical agriculture is that it uses water extremely efficiently. And so when it comes to adapting to the impacts of climate change, vertical agriculture is definitely one promising solution. When we're talking about bringing vertical agriculture into cities, it's about finding ways to do things a bit more efficiently and using space more efficiently. Some strategies that people are talking about are, for example, integrating vertical agriculture within things like hospitals or public schools. This would be a way to not only achieve some public health goals by providing fresh produce, it's also a way to use space a bit more efficiently. There's also discussions of ways to integrate vertical agriculture into new commercial and residential developments. I've built my own systems in my own house, and so I think it's something really empowering and really cool to be able to try to grow your own food in your own space. I think with vertical agriculture, you talk about these big warehouses, but you can also have very small scale systems that are in your home, and that's a way to just produce more of your own food, which is, I think, always a good thing. This approach to food production, growing food indoors, is one really novel and exciting way to go about things. And it's important to understand, both from the environmental perspective, but also from the social perspective, how are people who live in the Fraser Valley responding to these challenges and these opportunities that are presented through vertical agriculture.